Miss Heather, your piano and voice teacher here at Conservatory of the Ozarks. And I say your piano teacher because this message is for all of my current students. I am working on an email to send out just with some reminders about my attendance policies. And I thought I'd make a little video to go along with the message in case it's easier for some people to listen instead of read the message. I just wanted to kind of give some updates also about what has been going on in my studio lately. So since the conservatory closed, I'm now the only teacher at the conservatory, which means when new students call to sign up for lessons, they either have to take lessons with me or not take lessons here at the conservatory because there's nobody else. It's just me in this room in my house now. And as a result, you can imagine instead of having several teachers to spread all the students out, it's just one teacher with one studio for all the students. So there's only so much space in my schedule where I can take new students, and all of my lesson slots are booked now. I don't have any openings, which means over the past few weeks I've started having to turn students away, refer them to other teachers here in town, or they can go on my waiting list if they want to do that, and wait for one of my current students to decide to discontinue their lessons, and then they can move into that open lesson slot. And over the years, as I've been teaching, I've always had this kind of strict attendance policy in place. If you miss a lesson, I'm not obligated to give you a makeup lesson. If you decide you want to quit lessons or take a break from lessons, you have to turn in a drop form 30 days before you discontinue your lessons. If you don't give the full 30 days notice, I expect you to pay for the following month of lessons, even if you don't attend all of the lessons. And if you miss a lesson for any reason, you forfeit your time slot that week. I'm not obligated to offer you an alternate time slot. So I've always had those policies in place. Everybody who takes lessons with me has had to sign a piece of paper saying they understand those policies and they're willing to abide by those policies. But, I mean, nobody likes to miss their lesson time that they've paid for. And I totally understand that. I wouldn't want to miss lesson time I'd paid for either. And sometimes something strange happens and you need to quit lessons, but you didn't really know it ahead of time. So you don't give the 30 days notice and you just let me know, oh, I need to stop taking lessons next week. And I understand things like that happen. And so I've tried really hard over the years to be as flexible as I can be with people. And if they can't make their lesson this week, I try to find them an alternate time if I can. If you need to quit short notice, if I'm able to, I waive that next month's tuition if the person asks me to, because maybe they're in a tight spot financially. And I want to continue being flexible like that, being accommodating, but if you can imagine what it's like to be in my shoes right now with no openings for new students, that creates more of a rigid setting for me. I don't have as much wiggle room, so I can just be really flexible about rescheduling. And so I just want to be honest with all of my students about that. If you quit your lessons, I totally understand. Sometimes you're going to need to take a break from lessons. Sometimes the time might come when you're just going to be done taking lessons with me altogether. And that's totally fine. I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to yell at you or start crying. Well, probably I won't start crying. Depends. Probably how long you've been with me. But it's totally okay to quit lessons. But I just want to reiterate, if you do quit lessons, you turn in your 30 days notice, your drop form, like say April's coming up and you're going on a trip for spring break. So you want to take the month of April off because you're not going to be able to attend your lessons. First lesson in March, you come to me and you're like, hey, this has been really great, but I've got to take next month off. You ask for a drop form, you turn in the drop form 30 days ahead, no problem. You don't owe me anything next month in April. But all during the month of March, Chloe, who is still the conservatory's administrative assistant, will be working really hard to try and fill your lesson slot with a new student in April, so that I am not suddenly out your tuition money that month. Because even if you go on vacation, I still have all the same bills to pay, unfortunately. And that just, puts some limitations on how flexible I can be with people. And so when you come back from your vacation in May, you might say, okay, I want to start back up with lessons again. And I might not have a slot for you anymore because your slot got filled by a new student who was on the waiting list. If that happens, I'm really sorry. I don't want to kick you out of my studio or anything like that. That's not my intention at all. I want everybody to have the perfect lesson slot and feel really happy, and that it's easy to come to their lessons. It's not a struggle to get here because it's at a really bad, inconvenient time. But there's just only so much I can do. There are only so many hours in a day, only so many hours when I can teach. And unfortunately, the people who want me to pay my bills are not flexible with me. They're not willing to let me say, well, I had 5 students who just let me know last week that they're not going to take lessons this month anymore, so now I'm out a bunch of money and I can't afford to pay you this month. They won't take that as an answer. So I have to be a little strict with my policies because they're strict with me. So that's just kind of where I'm at right now. And I hope that doesn't sound harsh or demanding or mean or anything like that, because I don't mean it to be like that. But if you want your lesson slot and you're going to be gone over the summer, I will hold your slot for you if you pay your tuition fee, of course. If you don't pay your tuition fee, though, I have to find somebody else to pay that fee if I can. Just because that's kind of how life works. You gotta try to keep your budget the same every month if you can, because it's pretty difficult to be fluctuating back and forth between different amounts from month to month. So if you have any questions or concerns about any of that, please let me know. I'll do everything I can to try to work with you and keep you happy, keep you in a slot where you want to be. But if that were ever to happen, say you quit your lessons and then I just didn't have anywhere I could put you when you wanted to come back, there are so many really great, talented music teachers here in Springfield, and I will do everything you need to help refer you to a new teacher if that's what is best for your schedule at that time. I can give you their contact info. I can let them know you're going to be contacting them and tell them what a great student you are. It's not at all that I wouldn't want you to be studying music still. That is the last thing I would want. It's just the logistics of I teach from here to here and it's full and I don't know what else to do. I don't have anywhere to put you. So, or of course you have the option of going on my waiting list. The last thing I would say is what you could do to help me and help all the other students and really yourself too, because if we can kind of promote this culture of communicating within the studio, I can help everybody better than if we are not communicating. So if you know you're sick, text me as soon as you know you're going to miss your lesson. If you're going to go out of town, text me as soon as you know you're not going to make it to your lesson. If you can let me know right away, hey, I have a conflict, I can't be there, I can help you, because if everybody else is doing that same thing, I might know, oh, well, this other person's going to be gone next week, so maybe you can take her slot and she can take your slot, and I can rearrange things if I know there's an opening. But if you don't tell me till 5 minutes before your lesson time starts, I can't fill that slot with somebody else who's looking for a makeup lesson. And if other people don't do it, I can't do it for you either. So if everybody can really try hard to let me know if you can't make it to your lesson slot, then I can do my best to accommodate, you know, people's needs. Same if, say, you aren't going to miss your lesson slot, but you're like, I can't come on Mondays anymore, I need to switch to Fridays or something like that. Well, I don't just have an opening on Friday I can put you in, because like I said, I have no openings in my schedule. So I need some time to find somebody who can switch spots with you. So if you give me like a day's notice to do that, that's probably not going to be enough time. So if you know I'm starting baseball next month and this day is not going to work for me anymore, tell me like immediately, and that way I can find a spot for you, and we don't have a time where there are like 2 weeks when I can't find a spot for you yet because I can't find anybody to switch with you, which is very stressful. I'm sure for the student it's very stressful for me too, because I feel so worried that I'm letting you down and I'm not giving you the time you paid for, and I hate that feeling. So please, you know, do your part to let me know if you have a conflict and you can't make it to your lesson, or if you need a new lesson time, or if you're going to be quitting lessons or taking a break from lessons. If we can really all try to communicate with each other, student to teacher, and then I'll try as the teacher to communicate with the students, that will be great going forward. And hopefully I can make all of you happy, and hopefully everybody will feel like you're getting your money's worth out of me, and that you're not getting shortchanged or anything like that, because I would hate for anybody to feel like that in my studio. And if you do have any questions or concerns, like I said, please just talk to me about it, and we'll try to figure out how to make you feel happy and satisfied with your lessons with me. Hope everybody's having a great week, and I will see you at your next lesson. Bye-bye for now.